Hello everyone, welcome to Specialist Officer. My name is Ankit Pandey, and as you know that I am going to prepare a video which is based on memory based questions which were asked in the previous exams of marketing. So if you could remember any of the questions, kindly write those in the comment box so that I can include that in my upcoming video. तो जिन्हें भी प्रीवियस ईयर के कुछ क्वेश्चंस याद हैं, कुछ एक्सेप्शनल क्वेश्चंस याद हैं, तो उनको कमेंट बॉक्स में जाकर लिखिए ताकि मैं अपने उस वीडियो में उन सारे क्वेश्चंस को इंक्लूड कर सकूं. इट विल बी फ्रूटफुल फॉर एवरी वन ऑफ अस, सो डू दिस फेवर टू मी. अब चलते हैं आज के टॉपिक की तरफ. टुडेज टॉपिक इज टाइप्स ऑफ बाइंग बिहेवियर एंड दिस इज द पार्ट 3 ऑफ कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर. सो लेट्स बिगिन. This is a 2x2 matrix which shows the various kinds of consumer behavior based on two parameters. First is involvement and second is brand differences. Involvement means the degree to which a customer is involved while making a purchase of a product. And second is brand differences means the degree or the extent to which the brand differences are available in the market for that particular product, which a consumer must consider while making a purchase. So one by one we will see about all these four types. First we will talk about the complex buying behavior. As you can see, complex buying behavior means when there is high involvement, means the customer is highly involved in purchase, and second is the brand differences are very huge in the market. So these kind of products are those products which are one-time investment products. They are highly risky, prices are also high, and there are huge brand differences. For example, computers, cars, etc. Second is dissonance reducing buying behavior. Here the main focus of the customer is to reduce the post-purchase dissonance. Once the product is purchased, then the customer should not feel any kind of negative things about that product. So these also include high involvement of the consumer, but the brand differences are very low. For example, floor tiles, carpets, which are available in ample of designs, but the main focus is on the quality of the cloth, the quality of the product, the design of the product, etc. So the brands are not given much preference over here, but there is high involvement. Okay. Next is habitual buying behavior. Habitual buying behavior means when the involvement of the customer is very low, as well as the brand differences are also not very significant. For example, table salt, rice, pulses, etc. So that is our habitual buying. And the last one is variety seeking buying behavior. When the customer seeks variety in the products, these products have low involvement, but there are significant brand differences. For example, biscuits. So when the customer has to get rid of the same kind of taste and the monotonous flavors of the biscuits, he switches from one brand to another because he seeks variety. He is not showing his disloyalty or something or dissatisfaction, but he wants variety. So here he is showing variety seeking buying behavior. Now we will see all of them in detail. First is complex buying behavior. When the consumers are highly involved in the purchase and also there are huge differences in the brands, as I told you. So here the involvement is high and the brand differences are also high. This kind of behavior is observed when the product is high priced, purchased infrequently, means one-time investment, risky and self-expressive. When you are purchasing a car, it is self-expressive. When you are purchasing a laptop or a computer, it is self-expressing. Examples: PCs, cars, music systems, etc. Price range is different. So you know that there is a huge variety of brand choices from inferior to superior. So as you proceed towards the superior brands, the price range will be different, and the consumer is ready to travel long and pay premium price to purchase such kind of products. Here the buyer passes through a learning process. He develops beliefs and attitudes, and then he go for purchase. So before purchasing the product, what he is doing, the consumer is developing some beliefs and attitudes, and then he is going for purchase. So this is active learning. Active learning means do whatever you want to, but before making a purchase. Next is dissonance reducing buying behavior. The main aim of the customer is to reduce the post-purchase dissonance. Once the product is purchased, the customer should not feel any kind of dissatisfaction or disappointment with the performance of the product or the overall presence of the product. So when consumers are highly involved in the purchase but they have little differences among the brands. So here you can see dissonance reducing buying behavior. The consumer has high involvement but the brand differences are not significant. Next is, this kind of behavior is observed when the product is high priced, purchased infrequently, risky and self-expressive, same which we have read in the previous one. But the products are quite different here, like carpets, floor tiles, wallpapers, etc. Price range is same. You must have seen that the price range of floor tiles, wallpapers, carpets, etc. they are usually in the same range. And the next thing is good price and purchase convenience is given preference. So consumer gives more preference to good deal, good negotiation and purchase preference. He does not want to travel along for it and he is also not ready to pay premium price. He just want a quality product which is self-expressive, good in design, good durability, etc. Buyer undergoes learning process but buy relatively quickly. So here also the buyer undergoes active learning process. Before purchasing, he make all his beliefs and attitudes. Carpets, floor tiles, wallpapers, etc. can be bought very quickly as compared to cars or personal computers, etc. So along with the theory part, also you have to observe these minor differences. Next is habitual buying behavior. In this, the customer shows his habitual behavior. He has a habit of buying something like salt, pulses, rice, etc. as I told you. So when consumers have low involvement in the purchase followed by little differences among the brands. So there is low involvement and the brand differences are also very less. So here you can see in the habitual buying behavior, we have low involvement as well as low brand differences. These are low cost and frequently purchased products. Example, table salt, rice, wheat, pulses, etc. This kind of purchasing is more a habit than a brand loyalty. The customer has no intention of showing any kind of brand loyalty towards the product. The main thing here is habit, and that's why he is making a regular purchase. Next is, it supports passive learning, means after purchasing the product, the consumer generates responses. So first you purchase the product, you buy the product, and then you generate responses. But this is not possible in the former behaviors which we have discussed just now. Price and sales promotion are the main tools to differentiate the products. So there is not much scope available for the marketer to do variations in such kind of products. So ultimately he has only two kinds of tools to promote the sales of the product. One is price differentiation. Either he can differentiate price from the competitors or he can also do sales promotion. For example, Tata Namak, Desh Ka Namak. So they are promoting a feeling of patriotism, plus they are also saying that it contains sufficient quantity of iodine which is good for health. Next is variety seeking buying behavior. So when the customer seeks variety, the consumer feels bored while consuming the same product again and again. So just for a change, he seeks variety. So when consumers have low involvement in the purchase followed by major differences among the brands. So in variety seeking buying behavior, we have low involvement. Also we have high differences in the brands. Rusk and Burns is the best example because each brand gives a different variety. So Rusk and Burns means biscuits and all, cookies, etc. So these are the best examples of variety seeking buying behavior because each brand is offering a different variety to the customer. Like Parle-G, glucose biscuits, Monaco, salt biscuits, Oreo, chocolate biscuits. So brand switching is observed but not due to dissatisfaction. It is not the thing that the customer is dissatisfied with your product, but the thing is that he has to avoid boredom and he has to seek variety. So for the sake of variety and for avoiding boredom, he is switching from one brand to another. It also supports passive learning, means after purchasing the product, the consumer generates responses. So here also you do the same thing which you have done in habitual buying behavior. First you purchase the product, you taste the biscuit, and then you decide that whether it has to be purchased next time or not. So the basic definitions of all these four kinds of behavior, the minute things and the names of these kinds of behavior are very, very important for your exams. So this was all about types of buying behavior. Our next lecture will be based on buying decision process and adoption process. So मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय.